Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening anywhere in the world. Welcome back to our Global Weekly Updates. My name is Ken Duong. I'm excited to share with you something that you may not think about when you are living in a developing countries. The question is, why are luxurious goods so expensive here in Vietnam? Such as cars, such as whiskey, luxury purses, and of course, one of my favorite things to do now is smoking cigars. So the question is, if you are actually going to the Bitexco and all the restaurants there, why are these American steaks, Australian steaks, they're so expensive? And here is the reason why. Vietnam, as an emerging market, likes to control the quota of luxury goods and create exclusivity for the market. Thus, they hit import taxes on all the luxury goods that come into Vietnam. Let me give you a very prime example with luxury cars. And the reason why luxury cars are twice as much, sometimes 3 times as much. And we're talking about BMWs, we're talking about Mercedes, and then of course you're talking about McLarens, Lamborghinis, and Ferraris. When they come into Vietnam, there's a tax on the import of the good itself because the cars are actually assembled abroad due to the lack of technology, the engineers and the manpower in order to assemble the cars in Vietnam. So when it's imported, fully completed, it's much more expensive. However, that is due to change and for various reasons. Because right now, Vinfass, one of the locally homegrown manufacturers in Vietnam, is making their own car. They already have a plant, some of the Vinfass cars. Similar to what China did. So a company called Geely that you may not recognize at all, but they do over $16 billion of sales globally, but 90% of that is all in China. So now in Vietnam, you have development of local cars, but also for the lower end manufacturers such as Kia or Hyundai or even some of the lower models of Toyota, they are fully manufactured and assembled in Vietnam, thus dropping the cost. But you cannot compare to the United States because of the volume, right, that they buy in the US. But within that market, the luxury goods, it's still taxed at a very high rate. For example, a $40,000 Mercedes or BMW in the US would cost $80,000 in Vietnam. But if you're an American, you're probably saying, for $80,000, I can buy a Range Rover, I can get a Porsche, I can get a super high-end car, even a lower-end supercar, such as a Nissan GT or some of the other brands. Okay, and that's the reason why it's costing more than normally would, and also with the whiskeys and also with the cigars. So thus, luxury goods are being taxed at a higher rate. But that really doesn't matter in Vietnam because the consumer base, the growing middle class and the growing wealthy class, the ultra high net worth, but also the families that have $3 to $5 million is growing as well. And the Vietnamese are willing to pay a premium for premium goods. That's a shift in their mindset, which I, as a Việt kiều that came to Vietnam, I enjoy these luxury goods. I'm actually willing to pay for it, but also my friends who are Vietnamese are also willing to pay a premium for quality and for the assurance that the product is going to be exactly like I would get it in the US or in Europe. And that is a huge change to the mindset, and that's why Vietnam is developing so much for the global market. Once again, thank you so much for watching our videos as we continue to give you most updated information about Vietnam, especially the fast-growing market and all the infrastructure development. But make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our Facebook page, click on the notification below to get all updated information. And the most important thing is the link below for our information and also the comments below letting us know what you think about the luxury tax. And would you pay a premium for premium goods in Vietnam? Once again, my name is Ken Duong on behalf of Duong Global. Thank you much for watching this video, and I'll see you next week.